Yeah, no question. I mean, even aside from that, because we still had an opportunity to win the game, I think our effort and our focus, our intensity to start the game was a difference in my mind. We probably won't shoot the ball like that again ever. But it's something we talk about as a staff, we talk about as a team. It's not about offense because you don't control if the ball goes in or not. Our guys continue to shoot. They come in and get reps. They do a lot of different things. Sometimes the shot's not going to fall. I mean, we got guys that, 70, 80% free throw shooters missing free throws. So, I mean, that's part of the game. But you still got to find a way to scratch and claw. I don't think we came out and start the game with the right mindset.
Surprising playing back at home?
Sometimes it is surprising. But honestly, especially with a younger team, sometimes when you're at your home environment, there's distractions there. When you go on the road, it's just you. It's kind of like you against the world. So you come out, your guns blazing. You got to have a focused effort and energy and all that. So sometimes when you're at home, you take being at home for granted. And that's something that a young team has to grow through and learn, that you got to approach every game the same way, home or road. I mean, we've lost several games at home already this year. So it's not necessarily a safe haven for us.
John, this is the second game in a row you guys didn't shoot well. Does that surprise you, and did you expect to be better than that here?
Yeah, I do. I mean, especially in our home building. We missed a lot of shots, a lot of open shots. We really did. So, I mean, that's disappointing. But, again, at the same point, we were in the game. We didn't shoot the ball well in the second half either. We still outscored them by 9 because we played with a different mindset and a different energy. We defended a little bit better. So, I mean, again, first half to second half, we shot 17% from 3, I think, both halves. But one half you get outscored by 17, the other half you outscore them by 9. So, I mean, our offense was that wasn't the deciding factor. It was just a contributor in my mind.
But down by 22 and you get it to single digits, still with time and you're in the game. But they were able to get penetration. Their 2 guards both got to the basket.
Yeah, that's a good team. I mean, they are. They found a way to get 38 points in the paint. And I don't know that I don't think they scored on a post move the entire game. Off the top of my head, maybe I'm missing one. But 38 points in the paint, basically on layups and penetration and some poor rotations from us. Pretty good team. I mean, a good shooting team. We held them to 5 threes. But like you said, our guys fought. We found a way to get back in the game. But at that point, you got to find a way to make your free throws.
Jalen Henry, career high points and rebounds. I mean, he was big for you.
He was one guy that was really good from start to finish. I mean, I think, again, Jalen's a guy that's very capable on both ends. He's got all the tools. He can score inside, he can score outside, he can handle. He should be a really good rebounder. And it all came to a head for him tonight. I just hate that the other guys, didn't necessarily come with him from start to finish.
Points in the paint, you had 2 at halftime and 24 in the second half. What was the difference there?
Just the mindset. I mean, again, we played aggressive. I don't think they did anything different. Honestly, it was us. I mean, we played with more of an attack mentality. We were punching gaps. Our big guys continued to post, and we did a good job rebounding the basketball. But again, that's evidence again right there that we just didn't start the game at the level that we needed to.
Talk about turnovers here. You cut back on the turnovers in the second half. There, you had 8 turnovers in the first half. I bet that was another difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, no question. I mean, and unfortunately, that was the same problem we had at Indiana. We were down, whatever it was, 22, 23 at halftime. They had 16 points off turnovers. We came out in the second half and didn't really turn the ball over either. Same thing tonight. We've got to find a way to – something we talk a lot about is ball control. You got to make better decisions with the ball because they weren't all forced turnovers, but again, just lack of focus and making some poor decisions with the basketball. And we've definitely got to clean that up.
What does this team have to do to continue to get better each day?
Keep pushing. The one thing we've talked a lot about here in this last week or two is just coaching themselves, coaching each other as a unit. We've got 15 guys in our locker room. They've got to find a way to motivate each other, critique each other, cheerlead for each other. We've got to take a little more ownership in our preparation and in our focus. I think that's something that'll come. Again, I'm not making excuses, but when you have young bodies, I mean, sometimes that's something you have to grow through and understand, man, I got to find a way to be the same guy every day, So taking ownership, I think, is something that's big for us moving forward.
This program played Stetson for the first time since the late 70s here. Tell me your story and how you were able to put Stetson in your schedule. Did Stetson came to you or you came to Stetson?
Honestly, We may have reached out to them. I'm not 100% on it, honestly. Scheduling is kind of a unique beast, you know, and you know, it's hard to get home games, you know, so we were fortunate to have them come in here. Unfortunately, we didn't take care of business, but, you know, we'll return the game next year. Good program. You know, their coach is a good guy. Hopefully he can, you know, finish the year the right way and continue to get their program off the ground.
How about Trey Harris there? He scored 12 points there. How big of the fact that he's been off the bench for you guys?
He's been a good guy for us. You know, I mean, he's a guy that's a capable scorer. He can do a lot of things. Obviously, didn't shoot the ball well tonight, uncharacteristically for him. You know, but he'll be back in the gym, you know, tomorrow, and he'll come back Saturday. He'll be ready to go. But he's the guy that, again, is a threat for us. You know, so that's nice to have coming off the bench.
John, can you talk a little bit about what Christian's been able to add to your team as a freshman?
Yeah, physical presence at the point, a guy that can defend, you know, stay in front of the basketball. Obviously, he's done a good job offensively for us. You know, he's probably averaging somewhere between 8 and 10 points a game, you know, which is a good number for a first-year guy. But I just think his presence on the defensive end is something that we didn't have a year ago. His length, you know, and that mindset, you know, to really defend and facilitate.
Was it fair to expect that kind of performance from him this early?
You know, Chris is very capable, and he has expectation for himself, and he's a guy that's won a lot of games, you know, in high school. Now, it's different from high school to Division I, but, again, I've said it before, he has that expectation of winning. You know, that's something that we're trying to build as we establish our brand and we continue to recruit. We want guys that have won, and that's their expectation. You know, performances like we have tonight, it's not acceptable. You know, sometimes when you're in a program, you're trying to transition and you don't have a history of winning, it's not necessarily the expectation, but it's like, okay, here we go again, or okay, you know, it's just like that's what people expect is for us to lose games, you know, and for us it's not acceptable. That performance is not acceptable. It's not, you know, and Chris is helping us change that mindset. Obviously, he's not doing it by himself, but, you know, we expect to win ball games. You know, every time we lace them up, we expect to win the game. So that's something we got to continue to push and work toward.